This is not a settling session, but instead a bodywork and proprioception session. Because touch is very much involved in this, and he has trauma related to touch, I use the start button for consent here too. It's just another example of how to use it in a different context. You know that I usually hang up the bucket for consistency, but there was no option to hang it up in this environment, so it's just on the ground this time. Talking proprioception. If you don't know what proprioception is, it basically means body awareness. This awareness specifically, however, does not refer to a conscious one, but instead the subconscious perception of the nervous system, where every body part is and where it can move. Proprioceptive input is being provided by the sensory nerves through either movement in the muscles or through touch on the skin. That's why the mat is part of the proprioceptive input. Since the mat is slightly unstable, his muscles have to constantly work through micro movements that we might not even be able to see to stabilize the body. The other proprioceptive input I gave him here was the brushing, since it's a kind of touch. Next proprioception step is the body tape. This time I am applying it to the girth area to give input without the threat of the person touching him, which is important for this horse that has trauma with touch. The body tape also helps with blood circulation, which is very beneficial for a horse that is sensitive in that area. You do have to go slow with the body tape though, and maybe start with a smaller one, because it could also be too much input. I was actually surprised how putting the tape on, even though it was flapping around, was no problem for him, because in one of the previous trauma work videos he was very sensitive to the flapping and disapproved of me putting it on. Even though the tape is flying in the wind and the mat is touching his leg, putting the tape on is no big deal for him, which makes me very happy that his nervous system doesn't feel threatened by this.
Good job!
And since the tape will stick on for a while, the proprioceptive input will continue even after our session.
Nice.
And here's some more proprioceptive input through massage type of touch. Me leaning on him extends the area of the touch and also puts weight on in addition. I am gently massaging his spine for blood circulation, but he is not a big fan of it. Which is totally fair, everyone has their preferred kind of touch, or even prefers no touch at all. So I move on to gentle touch in his sacrum area, and he appears to like that. He will gently tell me now that he has had enough, and I will give into this, because often giving into their no is more powerful than ending it on a good note.